Hello, my name is Sleepy, and today I'll be half explaining my thoughts while I was drawing my unattainable, unobtainable, winnable angel OC list. I also included the references on the sheet, and I never do that. I just wanted to remind you guys that we all use references, though you probably knew that already. I'm going to assume that you knew that already, so let's move on. So for this piece, I wanted to focus on the characteristics I listed above, the unwinnable, unobtainable, unattainable guy. And it's imperative, literally so important, that he looks like he'd step on you without a second thought. I also wanted to emphasize his angelic vibe, so I placed a lot of emphasis on the movement of the clothing and making sure the pose looks like he's spinning like a magical girl, because maybe he is, I am not sure. I think he is. Do angels count as magical girl? One thing my Instagram followers and newcomers as well will know about me, or at least realize, is that I am really lazy and I employ this glowing, amazing characteristic of mine to my art by cutting out line art altogether. So it's gone. I start painting on a sketch just like a psychopath. And my style of painting isn't really very neat. And honestly, I really hope that those of you guys who feel like you don't want to draw because you have to take the pen and you have to zoom in 2000 pixels and draw some straight lines just to get some good line art, just know that you can skip it. It's completely fine to skip it and just skip to the part you like, which is painting. We're here at the part where I spent that infernal amount of time on the face. So I'm just gonna leave this here. You guys can watch me struggle a little bit. At some point, I literally just erased the eye and drew it over because I wasn't satisfied. Also, liquify tool all the way. It's very useful. Actually, a lot of things in Clip Studio Paint are useful. Don't feel like it's cheating because you use something that makes art easier. Art is not supposed to be a pain. We're masochists, but it shouldn't be an unpleasant pain. You know what I mean? I found that one of the easiest ways to create like interest in your art when it comes to how it looks is using a soft brush and a hard brush. Something not too soft. You can use the airbrush if you want, but not as soft as the airbrush for your primary brush, and some random pen brush in Clip Studio. So you'd use that and the contrast would really make it look very interesting. I use the soft brushes to add the basic shapes, colors and highlights and so on, and then later on you'll see me use a hard brush and create contrast by just cutting into some of the soft areas with the brush. It's pretty cool. This hard and soft contrast is really useful for creating the illusion that we artists know exactly what we're doing, and really makes the visual of the image pop. Because once again, art is just, and this is the dictionary definition, please don't write this on any test, art is just how much we can use our hands, references and knowledge to bullshit the viewer into thinking that they're looking at something that's similar to real life. This hand here got a dedicated amount of time because hands are really hard. I don't know what created them or why. I think I could have lived without my hands and drawn with my mind instead. But what I've realized with hands is to just try and keep in mind the structure of it. Sometimes you can use either a box or you can use a cylinder to represent your hands, as long as when you shape them they look like they form a shape. I personally usually use the box method. We're nearing the home stretch now. Right now we're doing the hair, and like I mentioned way earlier, along with my beautiful definition of art, which is totally real, for hair I literally just use a hard brush to harden the edges of where I put the soft brush before. With a lot of little strokes, you're able to create the illusion of strands, and it really makes the hair look a lot more detailed, and it's really fun to do. In the future, I think I'll do a little tutorial on it because I really do enjoy doing hair, and hopefully you guys will find it useful. For the end here, I'm just adding some finishing touches, namely the tone curve, which is a super great tool. I'll go in depth one day, but for now, just try messing around with it the next time you draw. I really recommend it. Just play around and see what results you can come up with. It's really great for emphasizing the colors in your art. I also wanted to try some ring lighting since I placed this huge sun-like glowing thing behind him. I also include some jewelry because I wanted to try something new. I hardly ever draw it. And that's it. We're done. Les looks like a god. I am bowing, and hopefully you learned something from this strange, hopefully informative art explanation / ramble. Hey again, my disembodied voice is back. Thanks again for anybody who watched to this point. I really appreciate it, since I'm not the best at explaining things. But you being here tells me that you like the illustration or my explanation or both, and I really want to thank you for that. This is my first time doing something like this. There will be many more. Hopefully I get better as I go, and hopefully you guys will still find some useful stuff in my rambles. Thanks again, and I hope you stick around. Until next time, bye.